Happy Friday. I just wanted to hop on here. I've contemplated whether or not I really want to share what's been going on or not, but ultimately I know videos I've seen helped me make the decision that I did. So if I can help someone else, I want to be able to do that. I also figure that people probably might think I fell off the face of the earth for a month, and I essentially did. But on February 20th, I had a high-risk prophylactic double mastectomy. And I have had masses off and on since I was in college. Masses removed, masses biopsied, imaging every 6 months, ultrasounds, mammograms, MRIs, something every 6 months. And it's just, always results in some type of further testing. And it's also always coming back dense tissue. And as I've gotten older, the tissue's gotten denser and denser and denser. My grandmother had breast cancer in both breasts, my maternal grandmother at 40, and had a double mastectomy. And then I had genetic testing about 10 years ago, and I do have the genetic mutation for breast cancer. I have a genetic mutation. There's several, but I have a genetic mutation for breast cancer. And I was told at that point 10 years ago, I had just gotten married and found this out. And of course it was devastating and scary when I found this out. I just got married. Our lives are just beginning. And I can't tell you, having the husband I've had and the support I've had from him throughout this whole process has just been amazing. But I was told then that it would one day probably be more than likely recommended that I would have a prophylactic mastectomy. And it's just kind of weighed over me, and I never felt like it was really time. And I always just said that when it was the right time, I know that God will tell me. And we've just always prayed about it, and I've just never been at peace. Well, last year I was led to a new breast specialist. My OB recommended this doctor. I also knew someone else that saw this provider and spoke very highly of this provider. And I saw her and instantly felt at peace with this provider. And she did think it was a good thing to explore for me. And then we kind of just saw each other several times over the year. And I think it was in the fall I saw her, and she's like, I just had someone, it's fall or winter, I can't remember. I just had another patient that has the same insurance as you, similar risk, and insurance covered it. I think that it's time that we really get serious if this is something you really think you want to do. And at that time, I'm like, well, let's consider it for spring break or summer break when my husband's off of work and I've got family that can help and I'm not having to try to get my child back and forth to school. And so that was kind of the plan. And then all of a sudden, the beginning of February, I get a call from her office saying she wants to do it February 20th. And this is like the beginning of February. At that point, I think it was about 2.5 weeks out. And so I went and saw her. I think it was either that week or the next week. And we kind of laid everything out. And I was like, this is really quick. I just don't know if physically, emotionally, I can make this work. But then I'm like, if I've got 2 surgeons, because I also had a reconstructive surgeon that she wanted me to see, and I did that as well. If I've got 2 busy surgeons that can make it work, then we need to make this happen. And I prayed about it, prayed tremendously. My husband prayed about it. We just prayed as a family, about, was this the right decision? And I just always knew and always said that when it was time, that I knew that God would line everything up. And I kid you not, everything just fell into place. I saw her for that final, pre-surgery appointment. And it wasn't even, I guess it was probably 24 hours, maybe a little bit more at the most. Pretty much 24 hours, insurance had approved this. And it was actually, insurance had even approved the reconstructive portion before they even got the medical portion, which is unheard of. And everything just fell into place. And I had so much family and friends just chip in and help. And I just can't say thank you enough for the support that I had through this process. Now, I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't the easiest month of my life, and it was really a little more invasive than what I thought recovery was. I was a little too ambitious as to what the recovery process was going to be. But I never once said, I wish I wouldn't have done this, or questioned that, because I was just at complete peace that I felt like it was the right thing for me. It has eliminated that fear in me. It's no different than someone taking a medication to prevent a medical condition. And now I don't have to go have scans every 6 months, and I don't have to live in fear of this anymore. It's something that's weighed on me since I was in college. So over 20 years. And so I'm just so thankful I did it. And I hope that in me making this video, please, if you have any questions, comment. And I don't even mind making other videos if there are a lot of questions about the process and about the recovery and actually going through it. But I'm hopeful that in me posting this video, maybe it will give someone else that's on the fence the strength to do it. And I pray that God leads someone to this video, that it will help, just like the videos that I saw really helped give me encouragement going into it. Because I'll be honest, it was scary. It was a really scary thing to do, but I'm on the other side of it, and I'm so thankful I did it. And I'm just so thankful to God for getting me through this, and for my family and my friends. And just get you a support group. That's the biggest piece of advice I can have for you, is just have your support group in line, and that I am back and I'm better than ever, and I'm not going to be living in fear anymore, have this weighing on me, or have to go to appointments all the time. And so I'm ready to hit the ground running again for work. And just if you have any questions, or I can be of any help or encouragement to you going through anything similar, remotely similar, please reach out. But I hope y'all all have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you later.